So, like I said, I was going to come back with another one. And that's what I'm doing. And you know, the first thing I got to talk about to kick off the new year, even though we still in the same year, but for me, it's a new year because I'm a year older. You know, I got to start off by talking about Monique. Yes, I deliberately shut the music off. And I'm going to tell you why. I saw the videos that she gave with the interview with Comedy Hype. Very good commentary. Very good. The part that really disturbed me was when she spoke about Whoopi Goldberg and the pay. Now, I made a commentary at the beginning of this year about her and Whoopi Goldberg and how she felt that Whoopi Goldberg should be in a higher position than she is because she is an EGOT, which is a person that has won all the highest awards in the entertainment industry. She feels as though Whoopi Goldberg is selling herself short. Okay. But it was really disturbing to see her crying for the salary that she said Whoopi Goldberg told her that she made a year. And I'm going to be real. If that's the truth, that's really jacked up. But the question is it a lot to Whoopi or is it not a lot to Monique? Okay? That's the context you got to keep in mind. What is a lot to you? Because a lot of money to somebody can be a yearly salary of $10 million. And then somebody may say, well, I'm good on 7. Somebody else can say, give me 20 and we got a deal. If you don't give me 20, bye. And it's a personal thing when it comes to salary. It's a personal, because at the end of the day, people want to eat and people want guaranteed money. And whether it may not be a lot, it may not be a lot. We don't know what it is. The last time they reported on the View salary, to my knowledge, was in 2012. Okay, I can tell you that. But the thing is that the reality is that we as people, it's not a nice thing to count people's salaries. It's a really nice thing not to do. But Monique is in pain. And the reason why Monique is in pain, I'm going to keep it real, because I'm just going to title this Monique on Comedy Hype, and pretty much the interview, and pretty much it's just going to really just say Monique and the aftermath. Because the reality is this. Monique won the Oscar 10 years ago, pretty much. She should have now had at least 10 acting credits since then. She should have gotten a franchise, a comedy franchise, because she's a comedian. She should have gotten so many things. But she got blackballed. And I talked about it because I did like at least a 9-part segment of this when I first started my channel on Spreaker and YouTube. The reality that happened with Monique, and I'm going to keep it real because it's sad. I think they did her dirty. Monique Monique was infatuated with Oprah Winfrey from a child. And Monique, unbeknownst, allowed that to influence her relationship with Lionsgate, with the whole thing with Precious, with the Oscar, and post-Oscar. She really thought Oprah was her friend. Because Oprah met her when she was a teenager and told her, when I look at you, I see myself. And she reminded her in 2014, when Lupita Nyong'o was getting ready to win her Oscar, I tell that to everybody that I meet. you were just a person that she happened to have to interact with for business. It doesn't mean that she didn't dislike her. But what I do believe happened was Oprah didn't believe that that Monique was going to win that Oscar. And when she won, it became, well, I'm the billionaire, but I'm an Academy Award nominated billionaire. She's an Academy Award winning millionaire. And she's not even that much of a millionaire. So she, in a way, can possibly get invited to the Academy to be a voting member. She could do so many things. So I believe Oprah used the molestation as a way to drag Monique's celebratory moment down. I believe she dragged it down to like, I'm going to shame you. I'm going to remind you of where you came from. And it wasn't a good place where you came from. You might have been middle class, but you just like me. Not just a fat girl, but you was molested just like me. And that was the beginning where everything started to unravel. She didn't go to Cannes. We know she didn't go to Cannes. I don't blame her for not going to Cannes. If it wasn't in the contract with Lionsgate, with Lee Daniels, they should have paid her to go. It is what it is. That's how I feel. I still stand by it. I stand by her fighting for her money. I stand by that. I stand by her not selling out. I stand by it. But I have to keep it real because what I'm about to say may ruffle a lot of feathers. The issue is the blackballing. Or is she really being blackballed because she's too difficult to work with? Or is she being blackballed because of her husband? I'm saying this because there were some things that I did notice with the Comedy Hype interview. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of sadness. Whereas before, she never would cry when she talked about this. It was a lot of crying. And in the back of my mind, being a person I am that analyzes everything, I felt as though there was regret. And the regret was, did I take this fight all the way too much? I believe she got blackballed by Lee Daniels. I don't believe she originally got blackballed by Oprah. I'm going to keep it real. I believe when she didn't thank Lee Daniels for that Oscar, me and my mom said she made the biggest mistake of her career. I've always said that. Lee Daniels did the girl in. She did the woman in. But Oprah helped to put the cap on it. Let's just be real. But in between all that, you had the Netflix deal. Now, the Netflix deal is something that I said I was for it. I was for her blackballing it. But I read something a couple of weeks ago that piqued my interest. And it stated that Monique, when she was being offered, when they say it was offering it to her, this is what I read. And that she was getting a couple of good dollars. It was higher than $100K. Everything looked like it was going good. But along the way, they say her husband went back to renegotiate. And the figure they threw out, he wasn't satisfied. It wasn't Monique, but it was him. If that's what happened, that was a bad thing. And I'm going to tell you why. Monique needed Netflix to get back on her feet. She needed that. Even if she never made another movie again, she needed Netflix. She needed Netflix. Because she could have gotten another show again. She could have gotten a show on Netflix. She could have did movies on Netflix. Because she's not blackballed on TV. She's not blackballed on sitcoms. She's blackballed, at the time, she was blackballed in movies. It's a crazy thing to go from rising up in Hollywood every day and everything goes good, and then you win an Oscar and it all goes downhill. Just think about that. That's every actor's dream, is to win an Oscar. Okay? The running joke was Monique would never win an Oscar because she made Soul Plane. But when that joke was running, she was still working. She was getting more jobs between 2004 to 2009. But when she won it, it was like, halt, halt, halt. The reality is this. I feel at this point, it wouldn't be bad to revamp your career. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Don't focus on Whoopi. Don't focus on Whoopi. Whoopi got blackballed too. Whoopi got blackballed by the people that she thought was her friends. She got blackballed by them. She only said one thing. That's worse than getting blackballed for standing up for yourself. At least you stood up for yourself. That's remarkable. If I'm going to get blackball me because I stand up for my rights. Whoopi got blackballed for a joke. That's why she's on The View. Don't talk about her. And Lee Daniels got his comeuppance because both of his shows got canceled. And the reason why they did that to Lee Daniels is because of Pose. And don't tell me I ain't right, because you know I'm right. They did that because of Pose. FX is like, no, fuck no. We got 2 shows dealing with gay people. We only need 1. Pose is hot because Pose is dealing with transgenders. That is hot right now. Ballroom culture is hot right now. Drag is hot. Empire doesn't have drags or transgenders. No. That's what happened. And Tyler Perry's an icon. And I don't even think Tyler Perry and them really had beef. I think this beef, and I'm going to keep it a $100. This beef is really because of regrets in her career and also with her family. Because she never, ever, ever resolved the relationship between her parents. And they're no longer here. And that's the saddest thing. And some people believe, even some of her family, because if you look at Monique Worldwide, her sister even mentions it, about Sydney not allowing her to talk to the family. It was really interesting, but it was really sad. What I will say to that, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Nobody is worth you breaking up the family dynamics of your parents and your siblings. Nobody is. Not even fame or man. And that's what saddens me with Monique. Is this because of your career? Is this because of Oprah, Lee, Tyler, Whoopi, Charlamagne? Or is this because you'll never be able to reconcile with the family that you once had? And those are things that you got to think about. And I think with Monique, it's a learning lesson. It's a learning lesson in that no matter what happens, whether you're successful or unsuccessful, unless your family did something so horrible to you that you can't forgive them, horrible, take the time out to be with your loved ones. Take the time out to be with your loved ones. Another thing, too, that I will have to say, on this, though, is that when it comes to the Oscar, the learning lesson is don't even get hyped over it. It's just an award. And I think that's what we learned with the Monique situation. It didn't do anything for her career. We thought it was going to do big things. I know she did, but it didn't. And I want to end it off by saying I'm not shading Monique. I'm seriously not. I'm just sitting back and analyzing everything from the time she came forward in 2015 to now. And I feel that it has gone downhill every time she comes out with another interview. My advice, regroup and come back with another career. And whatever you can repair from it, go for it. You may have to redesign everything. You have to. But you may have to do some things that when it comes to, you might have to sit down and talk with Sydney. And I'm saying this from a place of caring, because I really like Monique. And with that, this is your girl, Miss Little Cole. I'm signing off. Make sure you subscribe, not just to my YouTube channel, but I'm now on Spotify, everybody. I'm now on Spotify. Also, I'm on Anchor. I just joined Anchor today. Yay. And hit the notification bell. Share it with everybody, including Anchor and Spotify. And I will talk to you all real soon. Later.